Hey everybody, David here with T&D Sports Cards. Welcome to a brand new video. Today we are going to do something, maybe not that new with the channel. We are going to open a couple of, or actually quite a few packs of 1983 Donruss baseball. Much like the 82 set, very similar design, but I always kind of liked these. As a kid, they were just kind of fun cards to have. It was something different from the Topps. And they were easily obtainable, too. They were overproduced, at least the first few years, the Donruss and the Fleer. But there are some really nice-looking cards potentially we could find in here. I like the Ryan Sandberg rookie that we do have on display here. Tony Gwynn, Wade Boggs, there's a nice Ricky Henderson, very nice Nolan Ryan card as well in this set. So let's just have some fun with these and see what we got. And as was the case with almost all the years in the 80s with the Donruss cards, they came with the puzzle piece. So in 83, it features Ty Cobb, as you can see there. So we are going to start with Neil Allen, who was, I guess, the Mets closer in the early 80s. He did have actually a decent save total there for a few seasons, but he was part of the trade to acquire Keith Hernandez. So from that standpoint, he holds a lot of value, I guess, in Mets history. We have Mike Prolly of the Cubs, Rick Sweet, Joe Negro, Bobby Molinaro. That's not a name I remember. I don't know what kind of a career he had. Well, I guess he played a little bit. He had a decent season in 1980 with the White Sox there. Chris Welch, Mike Easler, was a pretty good hitter. Charles, probably better known as Chili Davis. I don't know if this is a rookie card of his, but he was coming off a very nice first full season in the major leagues there. Al Hrabosky, the Mad Hungarian. Cliff Johnson, who played on a lot of teams. Bill Buckner. Nice eyebrows. Terry Bowling, that's, again, not a name I recall. We have a couple of upside-down cards here, including a recent Hall of Fame electee, Jim Cott, Dane Orge, and Tommy Herr, who was very much a big part of Whitey Ball in the 80s with the Cardinals. All right, so we will start with Bobby Grich here, who had a very nice career. Bill Stein, Bob Knepper, was a solid pitcher for the Astros for a number of years. Hall of Famer Steve Carlton, that's a nice-looking card. Juan Bonilla, Dave Parker, who, as I've mentioned many times, really deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, at least in my opinion, he should be. Gary Racich, I don't really remember him with the Mets. I guess he started with the Mets. And there's Phil Niekro. So we had Joe and Phil. Scott Holman, and actually I apologize, Phil is in the Hall of Fame, so I'll keep him up there. Bump Wills. Jim Essien. Terry Kennedy, Omar Marino, Jeff Leonard, and Jerry Udor. Another name that doesn't really ring any bells. Okay, we have Mike Lacoste, Ed Farmer, Mike Vale, Jason Thompson. I think he was supposed to be I don't know if he was supposed to be a star. I mean, I do remember him hitting quite a few home runs. I don't remember him doing a whole lot of else, but he actually did have some decent batting averages there. So I guess he was a little better than what I remembered him being. Jack Clark was always a feared hitter. Tommy Boggs, Ron Hodges, who was a longtime Mets backup. Jerry White, Ed Vandenberg, Frank LaCourte, Larry Christensen, Tim Flannery. Hey, look at this card. Wow, that's really nice. That is really nice. I will find a nice spot for that one. If I can pick it up. It doesn't want to fit in the... Is this card? You know, I've found this happen sometimes with these. They're cut slightly larger. I remember having this issue with the Grant Fuhr rookie that I found would not stay in the one-touches. I ended up having to put it into one of the screw downs, but I did manage, obviously, to get this in here. This looks pretty good. It's off center a bit, top to bottom. It's definitely a little thinner on the top, but the sides look good. And it obviously is a very, very clean, nice-looking card. I'll have to compare it to the other one that I have. This is a beautiful card. Obviously, a great card to find in here. So that definitely made this a fruitful opening. All right, so we have Tom O'Malley, who I believe did play for the Mets too, if I remember correctly. Obviously, it was after he played for the Giants, but I think he did play for the Mets for a short time. And Gene Garber. We will start with the La Grande Orange, not the Grand Orange, La Grande Orange, Rusty Staub. Was always a fan favorite on the Mets. He became I've mentioned this before, he was actually a very good pinch hitter for the Mets at the end of his career. Leon Durham, we have a Diamond King of the Diamond King. Dick Perez, who was the artist behind the Diamond King's portraits. Doug DeCinces. And we have a backwards Lonnie Smith. Bill Stein, I think. Did we find this card in one of the earlier packs already? We might have, yeah, we did, because we had Bob Knepper, we had Steve Carlton, so we have two of him. Juan Bonilla, we have another Dave Parker, another Gary Racage, another Phil Niekro. Scott Holman I don't remember seeing, so that's a new one. I mean, these are, several of these Mets that we found in here are guys that did not stick around at all for when the Mets were basically about to start getting better, which was the year after this. Bump Wills we found earlier, and we also found Jim Essien as well. a Joe Morgan. I think this is was this the first Diamond King that we found here? I actually I like that orange jersey. I always thought that was a cool looking one. They didn't wear them for very long. I think in the past many years they have worn them as like retros here and there. It's kind of like, I guess like in the early 80s, some teams went to like sort of like a softball look. They went away from the button downs. But I always kind of liked that one. Jesse Barfield. Is this a rookie of him? I'm not sure. He had a good career. Marty Bystrom, who, the biggest thing I remember about him is how well he pitched when they called him up at the end of the season in 1980. He was, here you go, 5-0 with a 150 earned run average. He was definitely a big part of the Phillies winning the pennant and then eventually winning the World Series in the 80 season. Terry Kennedy, Omar Marino. Yeah, we've seen all these cards too. Jeff Leonard, Jose Udar. Wow, this is just like going back through the first several packs. Another Neil Allen, Mike Prolly. We saw Bobby Grich too. I don't remember seeing Dane Orge. Joe Niekro, we definitely found one of him. Bobby Molinaro as well. Chris Welsh and Mike Easler. Yeah, we had several repeats there. So I would say, just based on one card that we found, that this was a pretty successful break. We have some Hall of Famers here. We didn't get 2 Jim Cotts, so he doesn't have company. But we did find this really nice Tony Gwynn rookie card. But yeah, the more that I look at it here, it's definitely off top to bottom. It's much more white on the bottom than there is on top. But this is a really super nice card. I'm happy to have found this. It definitely made the highlight of the break here. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. If you are new to the channel, we would love it if you would like and subscribe. It obviously helps us grow and build the channel. We greatly appreciate that. And, you know, as always, I greatly appreciate everybody that's come along for the ride with us so far. It's been a lot of fun. I'm happy that we are back doing videos here and there. Not as frequently as I would like, but anytime I get a chance to sit down and do something, it's always a good time. So I hope everybody is doing well. Enjoy your upcoming weekend here, and we will see you hopefully next week with at least one video, hopefully 2 more. So take care again, and thanks for watching.